Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Vic. 2 years ago, I was sick and tired of traffic jams every morning and evening. So I decided to buy a boda to use as a commuter bike. And I went to Captain Motors with the idea of getting maybe a Captain 150, a Dayun 150 or a Tiger 150. But I found the Dayun 150-22 going for only 10,000 more. That changed my mind and I bought the bike, and today I'll be giving you my honest review of the bike. My honest opinion about the bike: it's a Dayun 150-22 or the Dayun Metro. It has both names. It's a 150cc single cylinder air-cooled and it's carbureted. So for those who might not like Chinese bikes, unfortunately this is not a video for you. Fuel consumption is around a liter for 40 to 45 kilometers, which is really good given the economy. Tires is 100, 80, 17 and 130, 70, 17 front and rear respectively. It comes with LED indicators and tail lights, but unfortunately the headlight is not LED. Yeah, the headlight is just traditional. So the things that I like about this bike, I'll start with the LED indicators. They look really nice and they're very visible, quite visible even from a distance. And the next thing I like is the display on the dash. Lights up at night very clearly so that you're able to see the speeds, the revs, the fuel, everything is very clear. The controls are just perfect, just the normal controls, but the field is really good. I think they did a good job with those. Side mirrors give you quite a good view. The tank, the 13 liters is really good for this bike. You can go quite a distance with 13 liters without having to refill every few kilometers. The engine is so good. This thing has never been opened for the last 2 years since I bought it. Spares are really cheap because they are just the normal boda Dayun spares. The split seat, very comfortable for short distances. Can hear from reroute to town. I do from reroute to town every day. No complaints at all. Even with a pylon, it's still very comfortable. The LED tail lights are so clear that once you brake, you are very visible the person behind you. I may have added a little bit of my own LEDs, but that's up to you. You decide what you need to add. The suspension is quite good for such a cheap bike. Not the best, but it's really good. I would not complain about that. Both the rear and front. The front discs are just perfect. And then these crash bars, they are stock. I did not add those. It comes with those, which are really good in case you crash. And the overall look of this bike, just look at it. It looks nice. Now, you can't always like everything on something. There are things that I don't like about the bike. To start with is the plastics. This thing has a lot of plastics. If you crash them, you crash the bike, you might have quite a number of things that you need to replace, especially these plastics. The next thing is the headlight. Wow, they did everything LEDs except the headlight. I wish they could give us an LED headlight. That would have been perfect. They're not very bright. If you're planning night rides, well, this is not the best to do, but you can always make some modifications. I have the U7s that I installed, which are quite bright. I'll give you the brightness that you need. The other thing I don't like is the rear brakes, which are drums. When you watch this thing, you get a very noisy and inefficient brake. Having used it for 2 years, I can say it's a perfect commuter bike. Fuel consumption is really low and the ride is quite smooth. No complaints there. So where can you get the bike? Well, unfortunately, this bike is no longer in production. Okay, in Kenya they no longer give us this, but they have the Dash 29. You can get it at Ndani. Also have one in Thika, Nanyuki. Wherever you see the Captain Motors dealership, you get the Dayun Dash 29 for around 160,000. But the bike looks way better than this. It's the same engine, but a little bit they have done something with it. It's a bit more powerful and faster with discs in the front and rear. So you can check out that bike. But if you can get this one for a second hand and you want a beginner bike, both ladies and guys, I would recommend it. The fuel consumption is good. It can keep up with traffic really nice, and you don't have to struggle. And the repairs, if anything breaks, I would recommend you use items specifically for the same bike. With Chinese bikes, they are very unforgiving. Don't wait for things to break. Don't wait for something that has broken to stay for long. Just replace it as soon as possible. Engine oil change every 1,000 kilometers. This thing is 2 years old. 2 years and around 4 months actually. And it looks as good as new. So if you buy a Chinese bike, I know there are people who don't like them. Just do as they have told you, as instructed. Just change the oil every 1,000 kilometers. Replace parts with the parts for the same bike, and you'll have no problems. Speed wise, she'll keep up with traffic around 100. She's comfortable around 100 kilometers per hour, 100 to 110 there. Yeah. That brings us to the end of today's video. Remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.